What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Yuki Mirai, signing in live. I hope you're having a great day so far. Today I'm going to talk to you about becoming an effective communicator. Number one key to becoming an effective communicator: be genuinely interested in what the other person has to say. People like to talk. That's one thing I've learned. In 24 years of existence, I'm still a young buck. But one thing I've learned, people like to talk. So hear them out and be genuinely interested. If somebody's talking about their life story, you haven't seen your friend Jefferson Steelflex in 4 years, you gotta let this person talk. He wants to talk his piece. And to be a good friend, to be an effective communicator, is to hear them out and be genuinely interested. It's called active listening. So you're not just staring at him blankly. Yeah. Ask the right follow-up questions. Be genuinely interested, engaged. So he's talking about, just graduating from college. He just got a new job at the local accounting firm. Be like, Jefferson, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. I know you've been working on that for some time now. That's been your childhood dream. That's what's up. That's amazing. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you see yourself moving up the company? Holding your own accounting firm? Where do you see yourself? Ask intelligent follow-up questions so you can keep the conversation going. Always place the emphasis on the other person instead of yourself. It's human nature to want to speak our piece. A lot of times I'll catch myself in conversation and then I have to gut check myself, like, okay. I'll catch myself thinking about and relaying in my mind, okay, what am I going to say next? What am I going to say next? And that's not the right way to do it, because that disengages myself from what the other person is saying. So whenever you catch yourself in conversation thinking about what you're trying to say next instead of actively engaging in what the other person is saying, that's when you got to shift your focus to listening instead of relaying that conversation you're having in the mind. Like, what am I going to say next? What am I going to say next? But because the truth is, it doesn't really matter what you say next. It matters the energy you put behind what you say next. And again, putting that energy towards the other person and valuing what they have to say and thinking of questions that you can ask to keep the conversation going and enrich it. It's all about listening more than you speak. The more effectively you could listen, the more effectively you could ask intelligent questions to keep the conversation flowing in a positive and enriching manner. So take the emphasis off ourselves. It's human nature we are selfish creatures. We have to be intentional to be selfless. And a lot of times it's really, really difficult. When you're in conversation with your good friend or your family member, your mother, your cousin, anybody, the next time really pay attention to how you're thinking in your mind when you're actually talking to this person. Are you really thinking about the other person? Are you really listening, engaging? And do you actually care about what they're saying? And you'll catch yourself in the midst of conversation. I still catch myself sometimes. And then I have to remind myself and rewind and be like, okay, am I being selfish right now? Am I just thinking about what I want to say? Am I just trying to speak my piece? Or am I actively engaging? Am I really trying to add value to this person? Am I asking the right questions? Do I really care about what this person has to say? And that's what we have to remind ourselves. A lot of times, when you don't pay attention, people notice. People notice when you're looking away, when you're dozing off, when you cut them off. That's the number one thing too. When you cut them off, that shows disrespect. You're not hearing them out. Never cut a person off while they're speaking. That already shows them that, you don't really care about what they have to say and you're just trying to speak your piece. So hear them out until the end of what they have to say in that particular sentence. And then Ask intelligent questions to keep the conversation flowing in the right direction. Another thing is eye contact. I talked about, people dozing off. Have you ever talked to somebody and they're just kind of, wandering off? Yeah, I remember that. It's like, obviously you're not really paying attention. So you got to catch yourself in the midst of when you're making these subtle mistakes, when you're trying to connect with this individual. Doesn't matter if it's, if you're trying to date this person, if you're trying to, develop a business relationship, if you're trying to, engage with a family member that you haven't connected with in a while. Human beings are human beings, and we like to feel that the other person values us. That's the number one thing. Eye contact, body language, asking the right questions, taking the emphasis off ourselves and putting it on the other person, actively engaging, nods, blink once in a while, eye contact. Very, very important. Just making these subtle changes are going to help you develop enriching relationships. You're gonna be able to connect with people like you've never connected with them before, and the other person is gonna be like, oh wow, for once somebody's actually listening to me. And they're gonna want to connect with you more and open up because they know that you care. Remember, the more you care, the more people are gonna share. So you'll know when you're in a deep conversation and the other person, like, I'll have times where, like, I'll be talking to somebody after my workout in the gym, at the sauna, and this person will literally I just met this person, and, just by asking the right questions and actually genuinely being interested in what they're saying, they'll literally give me their whole life story within that 15-minute conversation. I just met this person, but I wasn't always like that, I can remember just growing up, all I wanted to do was speak my piece. Get my story out there, get my life out there. And I didn't really have care for what the other person had to say. And it really held me back. And I'm still working on it to this day. So remember, keep those key points, the eye contact, genuinely being interested, staying interactive by actively listening, asking the right questions. This will take you a long way, okay? Remember those in the back of your mind the next time you really want to connect with somebody. And it's going to help you out tremendously. I promise you that. Let me know how this goes. I hope this information was valuable to you. And I'll catch you next time on the next video, alright? I love y'all. Have a great day. Yuki Mirai, signing out.